Well, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. I hope you're having yourself just an absolutely fantastic day. Today, we're going to talk about Nightfall, Metazoo's second booster box set. We're going to use the first edition. That's the only edition of Nightfall that exists. We're going to talk about Nightfall. We're going to look at the expected value for the set if you were to open up the booster box. Hey, if you're looking for a way to track the value of your collection of Metazoo for the booster boxes and just make sure that you have a full set, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. I put together this collection tracker for you that has all of the sets, all of the Nightfall. You can see if you have a full set and what the value of that set would be, and it tracks your value based on all these videos. It kind of just like a last sold tracker. And then also, if you want to support the channel, I do have a TCG Player affiliate link that is in the description of my videos. That does not benefit you, but it does benefit me, and it does help out a ton. So without further ado, let's hop on over and talk about Nightfall. Let's get into it. Let's make it a little bit bigger so you can see all the things. Nightfall right now, first edition boxes have gone, they've kind of flatlined a little bit at $229. If you take a look on like TCG Player or eBay or whatever, you'll see like this one's $219 plus $14 in shipping. These are selling pretty regularly though. I mean, like, look at today already. Man, the volume is crazy. Today already we've sold 4 boxes on TCG Player at $234. So the volume's pretty good on these. It's interesting to look at volume and not just like sold listings, but how many are selling. And then to kind of evaluate also this one that was $219 has like no sales, 2 sales. So it's interesting to watch. It's interesting to see them pop up, you know, at this volume at 235. If we have another day like that, we'll be up to 245 pretty quick, and then 250 happens. And then, so it's interesting to watch all that. Spellbooks are back to $43 too, so those are kind of, I guess this week they're actually down 1%, but kind of flatlining or staying holding true to around the MSRP, which I think was $50. Release decks are at 25. The ruler decks, all the kind of theme decks are sitting there. Anyway, 1% growth up on that. So non-foil bronze, not a ton to talk about on the non-foil stuff. 21 cents. Non-hollow silver on average, not a ton to talk about, 15 cents. Non-hollow gold, though, I want to talk a little bit about the non-hollow gold. There is some interesting cards moving up. Like right now, the price point, like the supply, like let's take a look at Wendigo. The supply is just interesting on this whole thing. Like even on normal, the next price, and we haven't seen the sell, like they've been selling for around $2, but the next prices that are here, like the volume sold is, it's just super interesting to watch and look. Like they're moving up, they're trending upwards. So it's interesting. We're gonna keep this at on eBay. There's still a few left that are at $1.50 or whatever. So that's why we're keeping it at the dollar price point or $1.50 price point. But it's not going to take long for that market to dry up on some of those non-hollows. So just be careful if you own a bunch of those. Maybe look in your bulk binder from opening packs. There is starting to see some value of those cards. Reverse hollow bronze. Not a ton of movement. Air rods up 50%. That's to $1.50. I love that card. That's like probably my favorite card in the set, other than Mothman. Other than that, not really anything happening in the reverse hollow bronze. You're actually down 4% overall. Reverse hollow silvers, we're up 4% to an average of $1. You've got I can't even pronounce that. Qualapolic up 14%, and Boogeyman up 10%. Let's get to the reverse hollow, the golds, the things people want. Thunderbird is up again. There's a lot of people building some of these, like the Quetzalcoatlus deck runs, I think 3, whatever the max is, either 3 or 4 of Thunderbird. So that's why that one's kind of trending up a little bit. You've got everything else is kind of trending downwards, though. Not a ton of movement on the reverse hollows for the gold. Your Mothman is sitting at $10. Your Wendigo is at $12. All in all, we are down 4% on the reverse hollow. Even your, some of these things that are like permafrost is one that people keep talking about that like they never pull it. That one's trending down a little bit. But reverse hollows aren't really where the spice is. For Metazoo, a lot of people really like the full hollows, and there are some things to talk about here. River of Time up 22% to $22. Again, another card that's seeing a lot of play right now in, I believe it's the water deck. You've got some of the other things moving. A lot of things trending downwards too, but Wood Devil of Coos County is up. It's only $1 though, so don't get too hung up on it. Wendigo. Let's talk about the expensive cards first. Wendigo. Super interesting. Take a look at this. Like, this is what I'm talking about. And the supply of the market. There's one available for this $57 price point. One more available. And then it jumps up to $67. And on eBay, there's none available under 60. You know, all these ones that are available under 60 are the Nightfall Pin Club ones. But the one from the set, that's an auction that ends in 4 hours. But the ones from the set, $54, $60, $65. So the supply of cards at this price point is drying up pretty rapidly. It's super interesting to see that, and they're moving like take a look at the sales. Like people are buying them. They're crazy. I mean, it's like it's trending. Oh, this is the Mothman. Sorry. Take a look at the sales. It's trending and moving, and like every day there's multiple purchases. Even reverse hollow, it's 80. So they're starting to dry up. People are slowly accumulating these. But super interesting to me to see people buying the non-foils too. And that's something I'm going to be really watching over the next couple of weeks, because if that non-foil slot ends up carrying significant value, I mean, $3 is great for players, right? Like, that's an acceptable price for the card for players, but it adds so much to the value of the box. It'll be really interesting to watch if any of those other cards kind of start trending up there. All right, Mothman's another one to look at. The supply of Mothman, it's at $35. I guess that was light play, but the supply of Mothman, there's only one at $35, and that's for the light play one. But then it just kind of jumps up to 45, and then 50. Like, there's only 10 cards before 50. And then after 50 is where it kind of gets crazy. There's just not that many cards on the market. It's super interesting to watch. Super interesting to see. I love, I'm extremely biased. I own a lot of those Mothman. I haven't purchased any recently, but I purchased a lot of those Mothman. I opened a bunch of those Mothman. I'm extremely biased, but that's because I believe in that card. I love Mothman from West Virginia. I believe in those cards. I think it's just really interesting to watch the supply of those two kind of duke it out. It does appear that Wendigo is the chase of the set, and it does appear that people have accepted that as like the main chase of the set. I personally still love Mothman, although Wendigo is cool. Anyway, let's talk about box toppers then. We don't have box toppers. Ara and Tara. We don't have box toppers. Where's the old scratch? Should we talk about old scratch? Old scratch. Haven't really seen much sell. It's kind of like one of those things. Everyone's getting them graded, so it's like, what's the difference between PSA 9 or PSA 10 or raw or whatever? Everyone's kind of getting them graded. It's kind of been hard to watch. If you have any sales listings for that, send them my way so I can kind of track the sales of it. But haven't seen a ton of movement going on the old scratch. All right, as we get to the eevee, remember we do show you a skewed eevee and like the presented eevee. The intended eevee would have been $136 per box. This is the intended eevee. It had 12 full hollow golds, 13 reverse hollow golds, 4.5 reverse hollow silvers, and 6.5 reverse hollow bronze. But of course, the eevee in Nightfall is very skewed towards the booster box. The booster box on average is going to have more full hollows than reverse hollows, because the spell books are reverse hollow heavy. So this is kind of the community has kind of accepted this kind of 26 full hollows, 5 reverse hollows, 3 reverse hollows, and 2 reverse hollow bronze. And so that would put your eevee at $232, and this does not include old scratch at all. So, I mean, for the cost of a box right now, you could basically just open up boxes and shoot for the old scratch and put the singles up and kind of slowly sell them or whatever and get your money back. You'd be paying fees and stuff like that, but interesting to see that. I would assume somewhere in the middle here, maybe at like 200 is a healthier price point, 210 maybe. But it's interesting to see the skewed eevee versus the regular eevee. This is the eevee that includes the non-hollows, and this is something to really look out for, because look at how different this is. This adds like it adds like $40. So no, that's not true. It adds like $60, $70. So if the non-holos actually end up having any value. And, you know, mind you, the bronze aren't going to have any value. But the golds, I mean, if they actually, no, sorry, where's the golds? Non-foil golds. If they actually end up adding like $20 worth of value, that quickly becomes arbitrage, and that'll be really interesting to watch. So your eevee chart then, at the end of the day, we are down 4%, down 3%, or down 2%, depending on how you calculate out your eevee. Either way, we're down a little bit. And that's it. Again, if you want access to a collection tracker to see the value of your, the value of the set, and just to make sure that you have yourself a full set, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. And if you are going to buy singles on TCG Player, please use my affiliate link that's in the description of my videos. It works for 3 days. So if every 3 days you hit the link, every time you purchase, I get some money back, and it goes to support the channel and help me produce content that is helpful and beneficial to you. That being said, I hope that you have yourself a fantastic day. Let me know what you think about Nightfall in the comment section below, and remember to be kind to the people around you.